this thing turns on.
Damn. CBS, I haven't been paying attention because I've been pretty busy the last few hours. It looks like CBS has awarded Michigan to Biden.
Yep.
That is correct.
That is correct.
If Nevada goes this
Pretty
way, that's
huge. That's pretty
Talking
huge.
politics in the mock draft. Typical 4th and 1
Yeah.
fashion.
I hate politics.
I do too.
It's the worst.
Hello?
Is Biden making an address right now?
Dad.
Apparently. That's what I see on TV. On the side TV.
Ooh.
Oh, damn. Podcast is here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tune in?
are we live?
Yeah, we're live, bro.
Why are we live?
I logged in.
I
Why
guess
did
we're
no one
live.
tell me I was alive?
So did you guys want to start the penis game now or later?
I feel like the
fucking
penis game should only start once the mock is going.
Dad.
Can we just mock your
You have
penis
$40.
instead?
I mean,
That is an option.
yeah, sure. Good luck finding it. It's like a peanut in a wheat field, though.
So how long are we given until people join? Couple minutes?
Yeah, we'll give it a minute or two. We'll
I
start in
forgot
like
we need actual viewers. It's not like a TV show where it's just like, oh yeah, we're good.
raid.
Yeah, I don't think people are gonna go back and watch this.
Yeah, that's the
some
thing.
people
It's
do.
like,
They're fucking gay.
Brandon and Nick.
I watch film on my own podcast.
I did
Take
try to go
fucking
back and
notes.
watch the podcast, but they were just so rambly.
Right?
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When you and I think Kia did a podcast, I just went a whole different direction. I'm like, all right, I'm out.
Yep.
I'm
It was
out.
too much. It was too much.
I'm not doing this.
How many people are we at now? We're at 5. Yeah, that's good enough to start. Welcome, homos and straight people, to the 4th and 1 mock draft live podcast shindig with Bob, Rob, Hitler, and Widge. So, Rob, are you actually Robert as well?
Born name, sure, but nobody.
That's why we
knows.
call Bobby Bobby.
Well, right,
Don't
I'm
call me
going-
by my government name.
Hey,
I'm just
wasn't I
saying.
here first?
I'm just saying we got 2 Roberts though, which is pretty.
No, we got a
neat.
Bobby.
That's or we
Well, I'm
got a
pretty sure I
Rob
was
and a
here first. I
Bobby.
think I should get respected.
You're B3 though.
That's true.
Big Bully Bobby.
All right,
It's been
so
a minute, but you will always be Big Bully Bobby.
we'll kind of go, and I'll just kind of say off the pick, and I don't care who really like announces it, and then we'll just talk about what we think. So we'll kind of get an order flow going.
No.
So
Yeah, whatever.
we got Miami Dolphins #1 on the clock. Key free agent
Rob
additions. They got Matt Judon, Alejandro Villanueva, Daquan Jones, I think, and that's kind of about it. So
I believe they also got
Did they
Morgan
not pick up
Moses.
another tackle?
Yes, they got Morgan Moses.
Morgan Moses. So they got a couple
Moses.
tackles. So I think the pick's in. I don't remember who had it, but the pick is in.
It was me. You know, obviously
was.
I went ahead and submitted my own mock draft, so clearly I'm not going to deviate from that one. Originally, I thought that he might go for a tackle to start off because his line was ass, but he did pick up 2 veteran free agents that kind of gives him some time to go elsewhere. So, my personal opinion, Monty Blackburn, cornerback, is the best prospect in the draft. But Miami's got 2 stud corners plus a third one that's 74 overall, 21 years of age. So I don't think he'll go corner. Just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. So for me, I think he's going strong safety, Delbert Russell.
Projected in the 2nd round, runs a solid 40-yard dash time. Definitely going to be one of those speed cheese safeties. This was one that I think kind of all of us were like, yeah, no-brainer.
Yeah.
So now,
Once his combine came out, it was just insane.
it was done
Yeah.
deal. Number 2, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars running their read option, triple option offense.
You have $40 on your cash app.
And I guess I'll take the Jags. I think I originally had them.
$40.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, even though Jacksonville has shooken it up a little bit in terms of trade talks, I still think they stick it out, add to the offensive line, and go with Garrett at the right guard spot. I think maybe the best offensive line prospect we'll see this cycle. He checks all the boxes for me.
I agree, Barnett. He is a good prospect. He is a great run defender, and that's what you're looking for right now because, pass block's probably GG anyways. And, it can be bold for him to not go quarterback given that he doesn't have a set starter right now. It could be Cole McDonald. But, when you're running the option offense, you're really looking to try to get that blocking, and Barnett's just going to give you everything you need.
Well, and the thing, too, with the Jaguars, like, Cole McDonald's a low overall, but he was a Buccaneer last year. He's fast. He's really good in the option. He has an 88 throw power, so he can push the ball down the field, and his accuracies aren't terrible. I know he has...
speed.
Right, and he's faster. So if you take away his boost, he has a 79 short, 77 mid, 73 deep. So he can do what he needs to do.
And not to mention, the Jaguars still have a bevy of draft picks. I mean,
Right.
we're talking 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 3 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth. So there is still opportunity for him to potentially make some noise in other ways.
Right. I think quarterback is the last thing this team needs in their read option offense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they can
plus-
be that later.
Plus, this didn't really show up in the combine, but I heard Barrett has tremendous girth.
Eh,
Yeah, that is a
Penis?
consideration.
there's one.
I'll let you figure that one out.
You have connection. I can't keep playing this game of answering my phone.
So
Talking about
now,
big penis.
so we got that down. So now we'll flip over to the Cowboys. They are on the clock at pick 3. I think I was like, this was mine. I think that was the order. So with the third pick, we have the Cowboys selecting Josiah Wilson, quarterback from Oregon State. Tag Dak. There were some trade shenanigans going on with that, and he dealt his hand. We know he's going quarterback, and we felt like this was the top quarterback prospect on the board when you consider size, passing ability, speed, the whole package.
Yeah, see what
Yeah.
he did there. Package.
Package.
Big package.
And for a guy who didn't even get to get laid at college, I mean, he just walk into Indianapolis, threw the few footballs at the combine, and people liked what they saw.
Exactly.
I'm
and
not
then,
so sold he's going
Well, no, he just
quarterback,
submitted his videos.
100%
It's
though.
COVID.
no,
not
see, that's
Alex
the
Danny
thing.
tricks shot-esque.
You know, Rob has an interesting point.
My number out.
If he goes elsewhere and keeps Dak, that could shake things up a bit.
Shake things up.
Should we explore
tremendously.
that option? Who do we think he is taking? If he is not taking
If
Wilson.
he doesn't go quarterback, I think he has to go Blackburn at DB.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I mean,
His
I think
offense is more or
Blackburn-
less set. It may be because the offensive line is not as bad as the real Cowboys offensive line, so it's definitely a defender.
And Jordan
Yeah.
Lewis can play safety.
And you Jordan Lewis will be able to move to safety, and the ghost of Emmett will celebrate.
You could play safety too if you had a third leg.
I think that's joke 3 we've made now, so we're getting up there. So
And we're
now
only on pick 3.
the fourth pick was the Giants, but we had a breaking trade happen. The Miami Dolphins have moved from pick 19, so they gave up pick 19, pick 33, and a future 1 to move up to number 4. And I don't remember I was driving home from work, so now what was the consensus on where they're going?
Miami?
Yeah, at
It's-
4.
it's tough because depending on what you choose there, it rearranges the whole rest of the draft, and we just didn't have that kind of time. So
So,
originally we picked Monty Blackburn, the cornerback for the Giants, but
right.
as I discussed in the first pick, Miami doesn't really need a corner, so that's not really where I think he will go. but I don't know. Do we want to even present?
There you go. It's
I mean, in our light discussion, I think we said Jamal Brewer's the pick here. Take the top
Yes.
weapon off the board. If you're going with Tua, give him the weapons. Even if you move on from Tua at 3 with a 4.48 40, I mean, and 21 years old, he's going to be here for the cycle. Jamal Brewer is.
Right. Agreed 100%. And I know originally in our mock, we discussed at 19 them taking Derek Craig, the wide receiver, and staying put for him.
Right.
So it's opportunity meets need right there.
I mean, honestly, it's tough because Miami moving up that far. Brewer may be a good player, but he's not an early round one type of guy.
No.
I agree. And I think that when you have 2 top 5 picks, when you're the first and fourth overall, it's very risky to go safety and wide receiver. You would think that at that point you're looking to get players that may be like cornerstones for you and make
Right.
that immediate impact. But in all reality, Brewer will probably be the receiver 2 for now. But you have Gesicki, and it may be more of a run-heavy team with Breida and Howard. So I don't know if Brewer will have that much of an impact on the offense this year.
I think he
Russell,
will, because look at his receivers. He has Devontae Parker, 28 years old, 79 overall, solid.
He's good.
But then you go Preston Williams, 74 overall, 90 speeds, low 80, high 70 catching stuff. Nothing crazy. Has drops open passes trait. 83 injuries, 84 stamina. So after Parker, his stuff just drops completely off.
Are you able to call me tomorrow?
Right.
That's why wide receiver I
receiver.
think's a no-brainer.
So at this point, it has to be whoever he thinks the top receiver is. That's who he's got to go for.
And like you said, cornerstone Bobby is that's a somebody who plays for the whole cycle in my mind is a cornerstone of your offense. It's a guy. He's young enough. He's not going to need regression fixes. So he's going to be there.
Right. Okay, so we're already
You
a
hope
half
so.
hour. We're 34 minutes from the draft, and we're on pick 4. So we gotta pick it up a little bit. All right,
Okay.
pick 5, Buccaneers. Me, I'll stay out of this one. I'll kind of let you guys talk. I mean, I think it's no secret what my plan was.
Oh, for sure. I mean, clearly you're going quarterback. The only question in my mind is whether or not you're going to go with Connor Black, a mid-round, first-round quarter, or you're going to slide back and go to a late first-round quarterback, but someone that has more legs. So it's kind of tough to determine. My original thought would be Black, but I can't say for sure.
I
think
also thought
too-
Black. Would you want to go?
I was going to say I think Black too because he's more accurate.
Yeah, that's what I would say, and I would say just because that's probably what more of Brandon's looking to do. I think Brandon, you'd make a lot more mistakes if you have a mobile guy and you feel inclined to run. So limiting yourself is actually
So essentially,
a little
what
bit
you're thinking is all the years I've played with Tom Brady, I've basically molded myself to be reliant on a steady pocket thrower.
Yeah.
That sounds accurate.
I mean, I don't think you're wrong. The last time I played with a quarterback above an 80 speed was back when Wonka and I used to play in like 2-man leagues before big leagues were a thing. So I've never done it.
Yeah. Moving on to Buff.
Yep. So we
I
got
think Buffalo's a tough pick.
Buffalo is a tough pick because they have a solid team. Seeing
It's
them top
weird. They
5.
have dearths in talent. I think they have a lot of talent, but they definitely have holes.
So I think the
And
thing
you
with
left
Buffalo is, like you said, their team has a lot of girth, and they're able to like penetrate a lot of the holes in this draft with their picks. It could get a little hairy down there, but I think that we're gonna go with the pick Kendrick Brown. I think he's gonna satisfy a really big need and urge that this team has.
Yeah, and he's really gonna blow up the spot on the edge. He'll be that guy. He'll have
He's
that
just
big
he's gonna
presence.
relentlessly pound that quarterback into submission.
I think he's going to penetrate the backfield pretty well.
I think
he's
it's
dog
hard to
shit,
pass him.
and,
I can't even finish
and
that.
if my ex-wife would like to contact me about leaving him for me, please come back, Sarah.
Okay, so we got number 7, Broncos on the clock.
Okay, so the
Rob,
Broncos, I would like to announce, are drinking tequila tonight. We're already 2 margaritas deep. It was a fan vote. It was a tough one. Tequila or whiskey, so I'm drinking Reposado tequila. Pick number 8.
Well, you know, maybe we decide to go with pick 7 first. You know. Nah, see, I know Widge. I know your thought process since we talk about mock drafts together. I originally thought you would go defensive tackle or end in the 3-4, but picking up a couple of guys, you know, in free agency and trade and Hicks and what did you get? Snacks, I think. Whoever the other tackle was, I think you're going corner all the way, just like
I
you did
agree.
the Jags last year.
I think he's going kicker.
I mean, I have talked up the kickers in this draft.
It's true. The point. Point
So
to be made.
number 8, we had the Falcons taking Jamal Brewer before the
you
move
know,
up.
Before you go there, we didn't
Okay.
even announce which corner yet.
Oh,
Carl.
my bad. Carl Elliott,
I-
defensive back.
He's very
Yeah.
long.
Lengthy.
He's apparently pretty good when he's long in the slot.
All right, I will
He's got to put him in the
Elliot.
slot.
I will Ellie let you go ahead and move on to pick 8 now. Go ahead.
Damn, bro, that was a mad funny. So Falcons, we originally had them taking wide receiver Jamal Brewer, just because we feel like the Falcons have 1,000 needs, and receiver is potentially one of them. Because after Julio, you have Russell Gage Jr. Anyone who has a last name named after a type of an ear pierce, I just don't trust that. So,
I agree.
and then
But I
he
don't think
has
he
not a
goes
single
receiver
player
anymore.
other than Julio with above 80. Oh, I was looking at spec catch. Whoops. So other than Julio, he has one person over an 81 catch and one person over an 80 catch in traffic.
You discount Hunter, Hayden Hurst, who has 85 catching.
I was talking receivers. I mean, unless he's gonna move
Is Hayden
Hayden
Hurst not
Hurst.
a receiver?
He's a tight end.
Is that not a receiver?
It's
So,
a tight
wait,
end.
hold on. Step. Because we said the Miami Dolphins are going wide receiver.
Yeah, we can't
in the
rearrange
event-
I'm
the
actually
whole
getting
draft,
Blackboard.
though.
Yeah, we can't rearrange the whole draft. However,
Yeah.
the Falcons need everything. They can realistically go to the interior offensive line. You still have Thomas available. You still have Joshua Middleton available. He could start right then and there at tackle. He can also look to get a new quarterback. Matt Ryan is not getting any younger. He's only 83 overall now. He is a liability, and his contract hurts, and he can probably get out of it sooner. He would be wise to look at a quarterback here if possible, and kind of cuck Wonka at the same time.
Yeah, so I guess I guess
I'd
This would be the perfect time.
I'd like to make a point about you talking about why the catching stats. No receiver over 80 or whatever.
yeah.
Does that really matter when all Shiloh does is throw to the other team?
Yeah. See, now that's normally true, but he doesn't against me. Against me, he played like fucking Peyton Manning back in his prime, just Omahaing left and right. But when you have two like legal midgets on your team at 5'8", 180 pounds, and 5'8", 190 pounds, I think you probably need to get a number 3 receiver who will then become your number 2 and put Mr. Gage in the slot.
If you get a
So-
receiver here, you're looking at a guy like Dylan Chamberlain. But
You're looking at Chamberlain, or
eight.
you're looking at Derek Craig, I think.
But now
Also,
that could be a
you're
reach
my
at
boy
8.
Shiloh. I kid.
And so, now moving on to number 9, the Saints. We
Speaking
have
of guys
them.
who like to throw to the other team,
Right.
Imagine
Plays
having
both ways, it seems.
Imagine having Drew Brees and Taysom Hill, and Taysom Hill has like more touchdowns. It seems like. But
And
so
Wonka whiffed on a quarterback in free agency.
I don't think he did. I think for what he needs, and here's my thing. If you're a user who's not great at reading a defense and running an efficient offense, what good does taking a quarterback top 10 do? It wastes your pick, and you're just going to sit there and continue to throw those picks. It doesn't matter.
His
Do
starting
what he
quarterback
did.
has 58 awareness and 74 throw power.
Okay, but wait, hold on. You said 58 awareness?
Yes.
Okay, his starting quarterback's Jameis Winston right now.
No, Jameis Winston did not sign with him.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he
I'm
did.
looking at it
Oh,
right
he
now
did?
on the podcast.
Oh, I didn't see.
During free
Okay.
agency,
Oh, then he's
he
fine.
did.
But
See,
so
Daddy
we
league's
have
messed up.
Wonka taking quarterback Alex Hoke Jr., which I think could be in play if he's there. But now quarterback isn't a need for him because he has, and that goes back to what I said. If you're a user like him, you're better off taking a Jameis for $10 million a year than you are drafting a quarterback top 10 because it just makes
But he
no sense.
wants a Pat Mahomes. He wants it bad.
He's
Well, I
also
mean,
tried to trade out of this pick too.
He
So
has.
I'm not
Yes.
sure how serious he is on going quarterback. Of course,
Well,
when we mocked Hoke to him, this
he didn't
was
have Winston.
before he had Winston.
Right.
Exactly. So
Well, and
this
I mean,
pick is kind of iffy.
and if you look
Either
at the
way, he'll be
Saints,
looking to improve the defensive line.
you clearly need a running back because Alvin Kamara he doesn't get carries at all. So running back's in play if he wants to reach. Yeah. he signed me Watkins, which was an insanely weird deal that he signed him to. And then other than that, he's pretty solid all around except for D-line. He needs a right end. He has none on the roster. He has no second DT. So I think for him, at that point, you got a guy like Emmanuel Smith is available.
Tyshawn Brooks
is available. Randall Washington's available. There's a few
Gio.
solid guys. Gino Canada or
Gio
whatever.
Kennedy.
Canada, whatever the hell his name is. He's available.
Canada. I thought it was Canada.
That's what I thought so too. Canada dry. And if you want to even think about it too, depending on how he feels about his his receiver room, receiver could technically be at play. He hated Traquan Smith other than his one stat pad game to get him up to star dev. Other than that, he didn't use him at all. So, and Watkins is 28.
But
and
I still think quarterback. I think he's chasing the dragon of like having a Pat Mahomes, having an elite.
Right. All right, moving on. Number 10, we have the Los Angeles Chargers. Quarterback's obviously not a need here, so go ahead, Rob, tell us who they got.
Gotcha. Well, I know the Chargers have been talking about wanting to get rid of Mike Williams for a different type of receiver. So I feel like if there was a receiver there that was super fast, deep threat, that was worth it, he'd probably go there. But there's not at this point in the draft, in my opinion. So we believe he will go offensive tackle Joshua Middleton to replace, I don't know. I don't even remember what's on his roster at the moment, but I know it's not the best.
He currently has left tackle, 67 overall, Trey Pipkins III, 24 years old, and his right tackle is Brian Beluga Whale.
Yes,
32
but
years
he's
old,
also
82
old.
overall. Right, 32 years old, making a massive amount of money because GG Chargers management. So we'll kind of skip that one. We'll go to number 11, the New York Jets. Widge, go ahead and take this one.
Yeah, so I mean the Jets. Again, it's one of those teams that needs some more polish, needs some more talent on it. And we talked, and their two biggest needs we came up with, probably corner and then edge defender. And I think admittedly, it's being Madden and stuff. I think we're going to see a ton of value on offensive line and defensive linemen or edge defenders and whatnot. And so we went with outside linebacker Emmanuel Smith, who great 40 time. I think it'll just be a nice addition to a defense that needs a pass rush and run stopper.
Yeah,
And
that'll be
you're
great
gonna-
long-term value as well.
Right, and
Look
you're going
out
to
for
place him
corner
opposite of
here, too.
Ibukam. Corner, I think corner's in play, especially if
Yeah.
one of the top two cornerbacks slip to him. You could absolutely see him go that way.
Yeah.
So moving on, we have Mexico with. Well, does anybody want to talk about that before we go? But if not,
No,
we'll
go with it.
Mexico.
Nope.
I
Cool.
don't talk about what happens in Mexico. Thank you very much. That's
The
my business.
Diablos are on the clock at 12.
Well, I wanted the tequila widge. Just saying.
Oh, I'm drinking.
However,
it.
we
Speaking of, we have
Mex-
17 people watching right now.
and we only have 23 minutes left until the draft. So let's hurry
Yep,
the
we
fuck
got
up.
this.
So we're going with Mexico taking offensive guard Lucas Thomas. He had an amazing combine, first in bench reps, second in the 40-yard dash. He also like what's his face Barnett is a great run blocker. He's not necessarily as big, but you know, when you look at Washington, they really beefed up their offense. I mean, their defense this offseason, so it wouldn't make sense for them to go on the defensive side. They're lacking a quarterback, but he'll survive. And they kind of just try to pound the ball anyways, you know, pass the ball 5 times in a game that you're losing. So we have him taking a guard to replace Joe Dahl, who's a 67 overall and just not going to get any better.
Right.
Thomas will probably step in and be the best offensive lineman he has.
It's crazy.
It
You
makes
trade
me-
away your best guard for a second-round pick to take a worse guard in the first round. It's just brilliant team management, if you ask me.
It is, well, like he said
Dang,
himself,
waffles.
he didn't plan for this.
I feel like I should post the Spider-Man picture pointing at each other,
Yeah.
Waffles and Wookie.
Okay, so I'll take this next one. The Eagles at pick 13, a really disappointing season for Bobby. Of course, you know, thank you, Moonlight Swami, for not making contracts realistic at all in Madden. Eagles were negative $45 million in cap with zero way to renegotiate, so picked up guys like Kelvin Ridley to try and bolster the receiving core. Offensive line is in shambles right now on the left-hand side, but pass rush as well is pretty spotty and iffy, so we went with Gio Canaday, edge rusher, to try and bolster and give him someone opposite of Brandon Graham, who's aging, so then you'll end up needing someone regardless in a year or two anyways. So that's kind of what we went with the Eagles. Anyone else have anything, or do we want to go right to New Orleans and Rob can take that again?
No, I'm just happy that we're not going to have to hear Bobby trying to trade us his old-ass DEs anymore. Helpful.
Not until
All right,
next cycle.
go ahead, Rob.
Well, speaking of DEs, you know, it's no secret the Saints need some defensive line help at DE or DT. So we went with defensive end Randall Washington as the next best choice. I think Wonka actually would be really happy to get an early round 1 prospect at pick 14, quite honestly.
Oh, I think this would be a
but-
great pick for him.
For sure. I mean, he might even go that route at 9 if he still has that pick and he doesn't take a quarterback at that point. He might go that way, or a Kennedy, however you want to say it.
Yep, I agree. So let's move on to pick 15, the Carolina Panthers. Widge, go ahead with that one.
Again, a team with some needs. I mean, I know offensive line is a big need for them, but depending on who you ask, not really a concern for a lot of people. I do think he wants to help. We kind of decided he wants to help his secondary, and we weren't really seeing the corner value there, so we went with Demetrius Stringer, strong safety, who can probably drop down into that nickel package.
And actually, before we move on, I made a mistake. I was looking at my own draft, not our draft. So I actually chose Randall Washington for the Saints at 14. I forgot we decided on Tyshawn Brooks.
Right,
defensive
yeah, we
tackle.
went Tyshawn Brooks,
Similar-
right.
Similar
Which is
reasons,
still-
of course.
yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to clarify. My bad, y'all.
You're fired. Okay, so, sorry, I was negotiating a trade. Widge, did you announce the Panthers pick?
Yeah,
He
I
did.
did. I
Okay,
said
sweet.
Demetrius,
Yeah, Coach Smith is going to quit anyway, so we don't even have to spend time on him. So let's go to the Packers. Bobby, go ahead with this one.
So we're talking about Green Bay now.
Yeah.
Cool. So we have Green Bay at 16. Green Bay, they have some needs. So they can use a linebacker, they can use a corner, but like Widge was saying, we didn't really see the value at corner at this point in the draft. His offensive line is okay. It can obviously be bolstered, but at this point also the offensive line may be a little bit of a reach. So we have Green Bay taking a great value pick with tight end Mike Langford at 16. His current starter is only 16 overall with Jay Sternberger. But Mike Langford probably hits all the spots you want in a tight end. He's probably going to be a low mid 80s speed. He's a vertical threat that's helpful. And he has good size, so he's probably not going to be a terrible blocker either. So he really sets him up at the tight end position and gives him that reliable receiver for when Jordan Love inevitably takes over the Green Bay Packers.
1000% agree. Let's move on to the Detroit Lions. Lions have a few needs here that are pretty glaring. The one of course, I go all the way around when I can just go back one. We went the Lions, who only have 3 receivers on their roster, taking Dylan Chamberlain. Just feel like that'd be a great number 2 option opposite of superstar dev wide receiver Kenny Golladay. And yeah, I mean, he also allowed Chris Godwin to get to Superstar X Factor, so people I'm sure love him and just want to move on. So let's go to someone else. The Bengals at 18. We're not going to have Rob talk about his, so I'll just quickly do his. A few needs that we saw for Rob. His offense is solid. He needed a tight end. I mean, Grant, I know he loves this Cincinnati guy.
Little,
O-line's a little
room for
shaky,
improvement.
but no tight end. We feel like O-line would be too big of a reach, so we went with defensive end Randall Washington because he has no good left defensive end at all. I mean, he has three solid right ones, but some are getting older here. Carlos Dunlap at 32. Lawson's
And depending
not
on
really
how
a
the
good run
draft falls,
defender.
if there's any top first round offensive lineman mid to early, it's going to Bengals.
Right.
Rob loves offensive linemen.
I do. I do love them.
There was a
He's
report
the
that
opposite
Rob
of
hit
all
me
of
up
us.
for pick 5, so we know Rob's looking to move up and wheel and deal. So pick
Joe
19
Burrow
now.
for whoever's there at 5. Let's
Yep.
go.
This is going to be NYG now.
Yeah, this is now the Giants. So I'll be honest, guys, we didn't plan for this, so we're just gonna skip over him. Sorry, Giants.
Well, we can do a little quick analysis. With
yeah,
the Giants,
that's fair.
we had them taking Monty Blackburn, and there is decent value at corner here at 19. You still have Braylon Jones on the board. You still have Derek Claiborne on the board. You have Parker Johnson. You have Trey McAllister. You have different avenues you can explore at cornerback. So if that's the hole he's looking to fill, he can fill that hole right now with a guy who will come
There
in.
is. I
And that's
don't
what I
want to
think, and I
cut you
think
off.
Atlanta switches to his pick. That's how I think, or to what we did Miami on, just because of the way things shook up.
There is.
the
I just want to
Giants-
mention he has terrible linebackers. There is a linebacker out there that's projected to go in like the second round. I think that could be a sleeper pick here and at play for him. He's not going top 10, so he can trade down and still get a solid linebacker. That's my opinion.
But the
Also,
Giants have
he
never
needs
drafted
a-
a linebacker in the first round. Facts.
True.
Wide receiver is also a need for the Giants, so
Absolutely.
we actually originally chose Derek Craig, wide receiver for the Dolphins at 19. I could totally see the Giants going with that same.
I
pick
could
in that
absolutely
same
too.
slot.
Yep.
They only have 2 receivers on the roster right now.
Oh, jeez.
Mhm.
Okay, so now we got number 20, the San Francisco 49ers, the reigning NFC champs, who got this pick via the Cleveland Browns. Rob, go ahead and talk about this one here.
Yeah, so the Giants, San Francisco Giants,
Giants.
49ers, they're aging at corner pretty bad. And,
Giants.
you definitely have Sherm,
Nats.
who's going to be retiring.
Giants.
So I think you're going to go ahead and take a corner here. Derek Claiborne happens to be the best one left on this mock draft.
Right.
So that's the one we're going to go with here, just because Sherm may not make it outside of the sim season, so might as well replace him now when you
Something
have
to
a
keep
good
an eye on,
prospect.
too. Keep an eye out for a falling quarterback. Hashtag tank for Riddle Me this year. Jimmy G's 29, going to want a boatload of money, expiring soon. I could see them taking a falling Cole Riddle Me this year.
And Jimmy G would save him a lot of money if you got rid of him.
Right. He saves him $23 million right now, and it's going to be even more next year. Okay, moving
So-
on.
Assuming maybe like if Wonka doesn't take a quarterback at 9, you could look at potentially Carolina at 15 taking one,
Right.
or like you said, Jimmy G here at 20
Right.
Oh, yeah.
being expendable.
Okay, we got 12 minutes left, so we got 21 Falcons taking cornerback Braylon Jones.
I got this.
Go ahead, Widge.
Yeah, Braylon Jones. I actually prefer him to Derek Claiborne, but that's just me. I think he's got great speed, size, and I really liked his vertical jump, second for corners, and still, again, 21 years old. And I think, again, with Atlanta having so many holes like we talked about, it's a great fit for them, especially in that competitive division with a ton of receivers and high-powered offenses.
Yep, and it will help Atlanta as they were the worst defense in the league last year, giving up 37 points per game and 282 passing yards per game, which was good for 30th in the league.
Absolutely. All
Wonder
right,
who
let's
was worst.
move on. The Tennessee Titans, who
My run defense.
triggered everyone in the league when they gave up pick 5 to the Bucks for 3 first-round picks. Go ahead, Bobby, and take this one.
Yeah, sure. So I did no drafting of Nick Goodwill whatsoever. Um, However, there is an obvious need for an offensive lineman on this Tennessee roster. When you look at it, you have Harold Landry, and outside of that, I mean, you have Jeffrey Simmons, but you don't have any other guys that you even want to put on the field. He's looking good at linebacker. His secondary is pretty strong, relatively speaking. So with this pick, his first pick in the first round, we have him taking Nick Goodwell. Um, and let me take a look at him. So he's a big power rusher, 269 pounds. He's going to be a good complement to guys like, yes, exactly, 69. He's going to be a good complement to guys like Harold Landry and Jeffrey Simmons. You get him on the field, he's a strong presence. He's quick. He's from Stanford, so he's a smarter guy, and he will definitely bolster that defensive line, and he will be a day one impact starter.
Okay, sweet. Let's go ahead on to pick 23, the Chicago Bears. I would appreciate if you guys let me have 2 minutes to troll Pixie here.
Do it.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you do all
Oh, but
Pixie.
you
Let us
get
know when we can
1
speak
minute.
again.
Okay, Pixie has Big Dick Nick currently at a 69 overall right now.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
that's another one.
he decided to get upset that he had no cap to work with in free agency when he pays about 18 different guys to re-sign, like bum offensive linemen. Let's take a look here. DJ Fluker making over $7.5 million. Jermaine Ifedi actually costs him money if he cut him. And then is going to have to pay James Daniels. Basically putting a lot of money into positions that really don't matter or make any sense. So we're going to have
15
him...
million in cap penalties.
Yeah, well, there, exactly. And you can't cut Nick Foles, but we're having him take quarterback Cole Riddle Me This out of Utah. So there you go, Pixie. You get your future quarterback just to go 5-11 next year. Congratulations, sir. The
Wow.
Oakland... Oh, that's the first time I've done that.
Las
The
not
Las
so fast.
Vegas Raiders.
Watch out.
The
Watch out
Las
for
Vegas
Cole Riddle.
Athletics. Yeah, let's move along.
Pixie
Watch
doesn't
out
deserve
for
any
Riddle
more
to
time.
go to the Titans at 22, though. Watch out for it.
I agree. Watch out for Riddle Me This. Raiders, someone can take this for Sir
I
Henry
got you.
Ruggs.
I got you. So, the Raiders probably have the single best roster without needs in the entire league, if you ask me. In my opinion, the only needs he might have is guard and corner. Maybe strong safety.
I would say
he-
wide receiver too.
Yeah, not for Nick though. He doesn't run that type of
Agreed,
offense.
yes, not
so
for
I
Nick,
think he,
yeah.
Yeah, and
I think he might
who else
be
you
all
gonna throw the
right
ball
there.
to?
So
It's just
Who's he
Henry
going
Ruggs.
to throw the ball to? I wonder who Nick throws the football to.
I have
Yeah.
no clue,
Yeah.
But for me, and I think that corner, if he has one of these first round corners that fall to him, is kind of a no brainer pick. He just picked up what's his face, one of the McCourty brothers,
Jason.
to take over. So that's a 34-year-old guy. He's slow. I don't think Nick cares as much about speed as most people. I think he's not afraid of that. So I think he's going Parker Johnson despite his 40 time, because I think Parker Johnson will be a pretty good prospect, nice and tall and lanky.
He's going to
Probably
be a
plays his
physical
zone
press
pretty
zone
well.
corner, and that's what Nick loves.
Would make great if
Exactly.
you run a cover 2 scheme.
Right.
It would be great.
Or if you want to just play him in an off cover 3 defense, cover 3 cloud in that cloud flat. Yeah, I think Nick
Yeah.
could do some creative stuff with him. Let's go on to number 25, Mr. Kia with the Arizona Cardinals. They have a bunch
Offensive
of needs.
line.
Now, Kia is like me. Kia, as we all know, is our celebrity in the league. He has no one worth anything really on the O-line, but he doesn't care. He doesn't believe offensive lines matter, so we know he's not going O-line in the first round. So we have him going linebacker, Alex Bird, to bolster his linebacker unit, which that is a very sus group for him.
He also
Yeah, you
lost
look in the
Hassan
interior.
Reddick, so
Yep, you lose Reddick, and Hicks isn't getting any older. He's 29, only 75 overall. Next season, he probably cut. Bird is a guy who can step in. He's on the less athletic side, but he'll help fill those gaps, and he'll definitely come screaming into them.
Okay, so next up we have the Patriots on the clock with Schley. We have him taking defensive tackle Justin Ramsey. Just feel like they're all kind of meh. I know he signed Jarran Reed, but all of them aren't very good at shedding blocks, so that's kind of a weak interior point for his defense, and we just really thought that he could bolster that with an aging D-line. You know, Lawrence Guy, Tyrone Crawford all getting old as well. Okay, so now we're going to go on to pick 27, the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this one took us the longest to make a decision because we had no clue what Shokan would do.
I know
Go
what
ahead
he's gonna do.
with this one, Widge.
What? Oh, yeah, but it wasn't our mock pick. He's gonna do fastest 40.
Yeah.
He's going to go fastest 40,
That was a
we
consideration.
think, but
Fastest
we ended up
40.
going
no,
offensive
but in all
tackle.
seriousness, just signed a 1-year deal for Trent Williams. He took a lot of sacks from Mahomes. We're gonna give him Brady Douglas, the last offensive lineman, I think. Technically rated for the first round, but we really liked him here, going to Kansas City and protected Mahomes.
Okay, perfect. We have number 28 again, the New York Jets. We had them taking originally Edge Emmanuel Smith. We mentioned that corner was at play. Now they go ahead and take another cornerback here in Trey McAllister. If you look at the Jets' cornerback rooms, Brian Poole, old and bleh. Trayvon Young, a midget. And then Austin, Blessin Austin, whatever. Solid, but a little young and raw. And we don't like raw here. We like protection.
Yep, and it's not going to help that McAllister is also a midget, but he's athletic enough and he can play in that zone. He's comfortable enough. He's a smart enough player. He's going to be physical enough, so he'll be able to step right in for the Jets.
Okay.
And to be honest, there's a million round 2 corners, so really I think it's just kind of take your pick which one you prefer.
There's a million
the most.
corners in this draft period, it seems like.
Yeah.
It's
We
almost
have...
like you did that.
Yeah, you're right. When I don't... Well, see, remember, there were originally 6 first-round quarterbacks or something like that. So I had to... And there were no safeties, so 2 quarterbacks I had got moved to safety. So if I didn't catch, editing their ratings, watch out for a safety with 99 throw power.
You heard it
99
here
overall
first. Draft a
expected
safety,
quarterback.
moving the corner, moving the
Wildcat
quarterback.
safety, baby.
Number 29, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking halfback Christopher Moreland. Give him 2 good running backs for his triple option, read option offense. Number 30, Tennessee Titans. We have them going offensive tackle Andy Mason. Picking up another kind of interior guy that they need. Number 30,
Guess
San
what?
Francisco
Guess
49ers.
He's taking
What?
that tackle to change him to a guard because he needs interior, not exterior on the tackle side. I'm just throwing that out
You're
there
right.
right
He
now.
doesn't need a
Patrick
right
Starr.
He
tackle.
does look like he can play guard.
Well, here's the
Exactly.
thing with he doesn't need a right tackle, but he has a 64 and a 65 overall, so that's nice.
Yeah, buddy.
He's a 69.
Well, 69 overall is right guard.
69.
Yeah, so you can't not start
So,
him.
number
It's the man.
31, we have the 49ers, their actual pick here. We have them going offensive tackle again to replace the retired, who was it? Oh, no, it was departed Trent Williams. Holden Walker going there.
Holding my bulls.
And then pick 32, the Super Bowl champ Pittsburgh Steelers, who, first off, Snake, if you're watching this, listening, or whatever, congratulations. It was a phenomenal run and year for you.
Yep.
He had some needs at offensive tackle, has needs at guard. His O-line took a pretty solid hit on that left side. But we felt that as the Super Bowl champs, he should go luxury pick and upgrade running back. We have him taking halfback Oscar Watford.
What?
We like TJ Logan, and we feel if he can do that with Logan, imagine what happens if he gets a top flight young back
With a 4.3240.
with a 4.32 40. So that's
And
what
with
we
Jalen
think,
Hurts starting at quarterback now?
right?
Oh my God. He has a 4.3 240.
Yeah, that's why we went there, bro.
Sorry, I didn't mean to reveal the secret for the second ranked running back in the class.
Okay,
Hey, I got Joe Mixon. I don't need the scout running back, so I didn't even look.
Thank God
So-
combine scores are up regardless.
that
Alright.
is all. There's 18 or 19 dudes watching right now. This screen
How
that
do we know
I'm
none
on
of them
here,
are ladies? I really
Well,
feel like we
you
need
know
to
what?
stop assuming all our members are
whoever
men.
the fuck is watching,
We'll get a girl one day.
do not leave the things to do area, whatever, when the draft is coming. If you flip over once to the other one and are not looking at that screen, there is a chance you get blacked out. and there are people who get blacked
Oh.
out for the entire draft. I
Trust
my
me,
am
I'm
in
God.
on my way there already.
I am in a Discord chat with other commissioners, and I asked them about this, and they said there are users who get completely blacked out for the entire draft.
Yeah,
Set your
that's my
draft
goal.
board.
Kind of sounds like Wheezy when he drafts his players.
Right. That is Wheezy, but we're going to head out. We'll see you in the Discord voice chat.